Hello everyone, I'm Ariana and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome. I hope that you will consider subscribing, liking my video, and commenting down below. Today's video, I don't want to get too deep into a long intro, but today's video is going to be what is in my travel bag. Long story short, I live in North Carolina. We don't get snow very often, so when we do, it's like snowpocalypse. Everything shuts down. Like, no one is ever really truly prepared for the snow. Both my boyfriend and I have quite a long commute, or about 30 minutes of a commute down the interstate to get to work. So his job didn't want him to be stuck in the snow here because he's a manager. He needed to get to work. So they put him up in a hotel right across the street from where he works. Yeah, so basically I wasn't about to be stuck, snowed in the apartment alone, so I obviously went with him, and it was closer to my job as well. I had to pack for a couple of days, and that included my makeup because I'm not going to be talking about this too terribly often, but I do work at Sephora temporarily, part-time, and so that means I kind of have to wear makeup to work. So I wanted to make sure that I had kind of everything I needed to create a full face, or as much as a full face as I could. And this is generally about the same type of stuff that I bring when I travel or when I leave my house. But without further ado, let's get into this bag. So first and foremost, I'll tell you a little bit about the bag itself. This is a 31 bag that my mom gave me for Christmas. This is like the perfect travel bag for my toiletries and makeup. This is only my makeup, really. My toiletries I keep in a separate bag. I know, so high maintenance. But this one is really convenient because not only does it have this nice handle for carrying, but it zips open. Let's zip this open. And then it has another handle right here. Basically, I can hang this up using this and be able to get to everything that is inside. So in this top section here is where I keep kind of the palettes and things that are more flat. So this time I did bring my blush and luminizer palette from Sephora, and I also did bring the contour palette as well. These are really great for travel because they're so small and I can kind of fit them perfectly right in this section up here at the top. And I only brought one eyeshadow palette with me this time, or well, technically I brought two. This is the only serious eyeshadow palette that I brought this time, and this is the Winky Lux Kitten palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this palette. I bring this with me to travel quite often. Are my feet in here? Oh no. I do so because I feel like there's enough variety in this palette for me to get like a really full look and to be able to have variation between my looks from day to day. So normally I would bring this palette as well so that I could have some warm tones to kind of complement the cool tones that are in here. But I was going to be gone for so short of a time, I just decided that it wasn't necessary. I also brought my e.l.f. Baked eyeshadow palette that I've been trying to pan. I like to bring this, or I've been bringing this with me traveling this year, mostly for these shades right up here, because I feel like not only can these be used as eyeshadows, but I can use these as highlighters as well. If I want a pink highlighter, I've got it. If I want a rose gold highlighter, it's there. This makes a really nice highlighter. Anyway, you get the point. And additionally, there are black shades in here that I can use for liner, and then this right here I use for my brows. So it's just kind of a good multitasking palette for me right now. Even though I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this palette since I already have it, I think any palette that you can multitask with is a good palette to bring with you traveling. So moving along into this section, so I've emptied out this is top zipper. We're gonna go down into this bottom zipper here and see what's in there. So in this little pouch here, I like to keep my samples. I like to take samples with me traveling because they're small, they're kind of one-time use, and then I can just throw them away. I don't have to carry around a bunch of packaging and things like that. I didn't end up using these things, obviously, but this one's just shampoo and conditioner from Drybar. I got this in gratis at Sephora, as well as this is a single-use makeup wipe. This is much better than carrying around an entire pack of makeup wipes, in my opinion. And then I just have some mark correcting pads that are also single use. And then these here are the Dior Rouge liquid lipsticks. I tried one of them and I didn't really like the formula of these, but I still keep them in this bag just in case. And these are the Fresh lip balms. I haven't used these yet either, but they're gonna stay in this bag. And then inside here, so the first thing I'm seeing here is my Real Techniques sponge. The sponge itself is my regular sponge that I've been using day to day, but this case here is what I kind of want to focus on right now. So this is perfect for keeping your sponge for travel. Not only does it have little holes in it here where the RT is on both sides, so that keeps it from, you know, it gives the wet sponge room to breathe so that it doesn't grow anything icky and gross inside while it's sitting here in your makeup bag. Not only does it do that, but it keeps the sponge itself from getting all over everything else in the bag, especially when it's already wet. You just don't want to stick a wet sponge back into your makeup bag. So yeah, I love this. I think it's great. I also brought my MAC Fix Plus spray. This one is in the mini size, and yeah, it's almost done. I thought I might finish it up, but I didn't. I also brought this mini face mask that I ended up not using, so I'm still interested to try that out. This is from Fresh and it's called the Vitamin Nectar Vibrancy Boosting Face Mask. I've tried the Rose face mask from Fresh and I love it, so I wouldn't be surprised if I love this as well. This is what it looks like on the inside. It does smell like nectarines. But anything mini and sample sized are the things that I'm going to take for travel because, like I said before, they're very small. I guess I'll talk about my brushes here. So I have two small kind of brush rolls here that I like to take when I travel. In hindsight, I could probably combine these two and just keep everything in this one, but I don't know, I've just been doing it this way for so long. So these white handled brushes are the ones that came in this little roll. So that's kind of why I keep them in here. The other ones are brushes that are also from e.l.f. that came in like different sets and whatnot that were just kind of perfectly small and travel suited. These are not the best brushes, but I take them because they're small and they don't take up a lot of space. These are also from e.l.f. These are the stippled travel size brushes though. I don't know, I don't really use these all that much. This one I like to use for highlighter. It's technically an eyeshadow brush, but I kind of like to use it for highlighter, just kind of dabbing it on to my cheeks. And this larger one here I like to use for blush or bronzer or something like that, but to be quite honest, it's just not really my favorite. I don't really like stippled brushes all that much, or at least not these, because they're just not dense enough for me to really use for anything. This one I have no idea what I would use for. Maybe concealer. Actually, I haven't tried that. Yeah, maybe I should try this for blending out my concealer under my eyes. The crease brush, however, is quite nice, so I do use the crease brush. Inside this pouch is where my best brushes are though, so let's pull those out. So the ones with the pink handles here are from Luxie. I got this little travel set in a BoxyCharm, and these are great brushes. So to my understanding, these travel size brushes are the same as their regular brushes as far as the bristles are concerned, just with shorter handles so that they're more convenient to travel with. And I gotta say, these are great brushes. I use them literally every time I travel. This one is great for blending things out kind of on the outer corner, creating that outer V because it's angled. You can tell I use it a lot. This one's more of a liner brush. I don't use this one too terribly often, but I do use this one to kind of pat color onto the lid. And this one is nice for kind of blending things out a bit. But I think this one is probably my favorite from the set. I'll stick that back in there where it belongs. I also have this little e.l.f. travel blending brush, and I love the cute little handle for it, and the bristle itself is quite nice. I think I only paid like $1 for this because they had it during one of those sales, so not even sure if this is still available, but I love it. This one I know isn't available anymore because Sonia Kashuk kind of started revamping her makeup line, so I picked this up on sale actually, but I just I like this kind of a brush, one that kind of, you know, has this tunnel that comes up, and I know I've seen these types before. This isn't exactly super original or anything. I just like it because I feel like it keeps the head of the brush nice and clean from the rest of my stuff in my bag. And yeah, this one's great for either all over face powder, bronzer, blush, you know, that kind of stuff. Now, this one here is from Real Techniques. I got this last year. It came in those little ornament looking things. They were supposedly limited edition, but they actually came out with some more this year for holiday. And these are just, oh my gosh, I love it. The handle is nice and thick, so I can get a good grip on it, as opposed to the other ones where they're kind of small and, you know, easy to drop and fumble around with. Any of the brushes that they have that are like this, that are small, the small part of it is what's limited edition, but you can still buy this brush just with the longer handle. But this is technically the contour brush. I used this to set up under my eyes though. I didn't have a travel brush that was good for that, so I needed one. I bought it when it was on sale after Christmas, so check these out. I know they had them at Walmart. I picked this one up at Walmart, and they probably have them at Ulta as well. And this is a brush that came with an e.l.f. kit that I had a while ago. I've since given away the kit, but I kept the brushes because they're small and I like them. This one I would use for contour. I don't use it a ton, but if I do want to contour on the go, then, you know, this is a decent brush for that. And none of these brushes, again, are my favorite brushes, except for maybe this one. I wish I had one that was full size of this, but I don't necessarily need one because I have other ones. Okay, so in here, I've got, so this is actually a first aid kit. I like to keep this kind of stuff on hand. I've got different like aspirin, some Tums, ZzzQuil, my vitamins, ibuprofen, that kind of thing. That's always good to have. This probably shouldn't have gone in my makeup bag, but it's in here. I also brought my Bare Minerals Invisible Light Powder. This is not my favorite powder, but it's the one I've been using, at least the matte side. And I decided to bring this as opposed to something else because it also has this glow side here. This is terrible for a setting powder, but it's great as a highlighter. So I just wanted to bring one compact that was useful for more than one thing. Ooh, another brush. I forgot about this one. So this is my Kabuki brush. I found this at Walgreens. I think it was it LA Colors or something like that? It was one of those Christmas things. But I like to take this because it's a nice, huge, fluffy brush for all over face powder, you know, without the long, bulky handles. Now, these are the only two full-size lip products I brought, and it was honestly only because they were in my purse. I put them in the bag to show you, but these stay in my purse. I'm trying to use this one up, and I'm trying to use this one up as well. So this is the e.l.f. lip oil in the shade Nude Kiss. I love this, and especially now since it's winter time, this is just perfect. It goes with everything, goes with every look. I just can't go wrong with this. And this is just a nice berry tone. This is Panda from ColourPop. It's since been discontinued, and I've had this for a while, so I am just trying to use it up. So in this pocket, we have a few different things here. Oh, I forgot I brought this. I wish I had used it. So this is the e.l.f. quad, the e.l.f. eyeshadow quad in Party Purple is what it's called. I have hit pan in that purple shade because it's one of my favorite purples. I wish that it had more, like I wish the wear time on it was a little bit better and it didn't fade, but that's a great purple. I love it. Okay, I have some Q-tips. That's not really all that exciting. I do have the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. Now, this is $26 at Sephora, and I found it when they were having it as their weekly wow. And so I got it for $13 because it was half off. I really like to wear this at night so that when I wake up in the morning, they're all just soft and ready to go. So if you have a problem with dry lips, try getting a lip mask. Okay, and I brought these two single shadows from ColourPop in case I wanted a little bit of glitter. This one is called Party of Five, and it was originally limited edition, but it's since reached permanent status in the ColourPop line. I really freaking love this. Let me just swatch it for you because I have another one. This one's almost gone, but it's just this really pretty pink, and it has all these little blue glitters in it. Now this one was also limited edition, and it's in the shade Birthday Cake, but this one I think has stayed limited edition. Like, I haven't seen it again, but this one is more of a champagne pink, and it has more of kind of a pink glitter to it. But yeah, this one is quite stunning. I need to finish this up before it just completely goes bad on me. Okay, and we're reaching the end here. So with me, I brought my mini Mario Badescu facial spray. This one is in the scent Aloe, Cucumber, and Green Tea. This one's probably my favorite. I've tried all three, and I still like this one better. A lot of people like the rose scented one, and that one smells really nice too, but there's just something so fresh about the cucumber and green tea. And then I've been going in with this Coconut Skin Smoothing Primer Moisturizer from First Aid Beauty. This has been wonderful for the winter time because it's a primer, but it's also a moisturizer. So it's great for dry skin, especially, like, I have more normal skin, but my skin's pretty dry in the winter, so I will take as much moisture as I can get. And I did not bring a foundation. I only brought the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is great for under my eyes and also all over the face and kind of spot concealing. I'm in the shade Natural Beige. This is really more of my summer color though. Yeah, because it's kind of starting to look just the smallest bit yellow on my skin right now in the winter. I am very brown but somehow still incredibly pale, so yes, but I brought that and I didn't bring a foundation. And then last but not least, I brought the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer in the shade in the shade Sheer. Probably my least favorite primer of all time, and it's almost out, or it's pretty much out. Yeah, this is done. I only brought it because I wanted to finish it up, and I have. So, and one more thing to share. This is what I brought with me this time, but normally instead of bringing these two palettes with the contour and setting powders and then another one with blush and highlighter, normally what I do is I bring my e.l.f. Total Face palette because this one has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter in here. Granted, this is not the best highlighter on the planet. You know, it is what it is. I like having just one palette instead of two. The only problem with this palette is that it doesn't have a setting powder like this one does. It was like either I bring this and then bring the setting powder, or I just bring these two compacts, and that's just kind of what I chose to do. But normally I'll bring this one palette and then just bring the little setting powder that I need. But yes, I believe that is all. Thank you all so much for joining me for this video and seeing what is in my travel bag. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please do share down below what is in your travel bag, what's in your makeup bag. Bye!